I'm not going to like this one. Centurion, not a clue. Not a clue. The only thing I know is that I see monsters in the spell and trap zones. So, there's me lost. Thunder Dragons, I know the Bystial part. I've forgotten a lot about the main combo, but that's going to be something I'm going to relearn. I know with Bystials, Branching Light and Dark is fun. Anyway, we'll see how this one goes. So, just a recap from the other two videos. The first video, I mentioned about the OBS. And the OBS being horrible, so I had to uninstall and reinstall it to get it to work. But also, another thing as well to take into account is that I forgot what else I said on the first video. It's fine. Oh yeah, I've had to get everything sorted again. I totally forgot to change. I changed the path settings, but forgot to change the output of the video. So it came out as default MKV when it should be the other way around. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a test on that at some point. That's why I wanted to do a certain video game before I started to uninstall and reinstall. So we finished that. We got it uploaded on my gaming channel, so that's done. Here is the YuGiOh, obviously, match. Centurion, Thunder Dragons. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps me out. Really does. So for this one, I think I can talk about the Nats. So the Nationals are coming up for us in the UK, at a place called Birmingham. And the last time I went, I got a pretty decent score, 4 wins, 3 losses. But I dropped because I thought 3 losses was the end. And then someone mentioned, oh wait, did you drop at that? Yeah. You could have still kept continuing. You could have won a match if you kept winning your rest of your matches. And I was like, oh, flipping hell. Wish I'd known. Oh well, it's fine. Entered the Edison format. I'm not going to lie, I should have done better. But one of the matches, I was playing Clock Tower Burn. And it got to a point where we totally forgot, did we pay that? I think I did. I know I did pay it. I know I did destroy it instead of paying it. Because it's Messenger of Peace. You either pay it or you just get rid of it. And I chose to get rid of it because I didn't want to lose. And with me being at low life points as it was, I was a bit like, do I want to do that? So I just got rid of it. Anyways, it became a draw. But this is why I've come off from Clock Tower Burn, because the last thing I want to do is hold them off. And that's it. I'm playing either Glad Beast or Black Wings for Edison. Maybe Diva Hero if I can get one more card for it. There's obviously main event, I've already said. There's Tenpai Dragons I want to play. Dynamorphia, Branded. Those are the 3 decks that I think would do me the wonders. I could play Florandorese, but I'm not going to lie, that deck does tilt me. It really does tilt me. Because you could beat some good decks and then lose to some bad decks. Or it just break it, they get past it and you just can't play from there. But most of the time, if you have the field, you're winning. So maybe I could play Florandorese. I don't know. I don't want to just jump to a bandwagon just because a deck's good or something. I'd rather play something that I'm enjoying and it's good, rather than play a deck just for the sake of, oh, it's a good deck, play that deck. Am I going to enjoy it? Like, for instance, 2016, Monarchs, didn't enjoy him. Cosmo, didn't, well, I could have played Cosmo, but didn't have all the things. Pendulum, was debating on that, but PK Fire, I was really on fire with it. No pun intended. But I was really enjoying Phantom Knight's Burning Abyss. And I was like, yeah, I'm taking this deck to the regionals. Screw it. I should have done deck profile, but you know, at the time I was very anxious about being on camera. Now I kind of wish I did more of it. Alright, and speaking of which, if any Centurion players are watching, put in the comments, how do you use Centurions? What's the reason for the monsters being in the spawn traps? Because, again, I've not seen much of them. In fact, I've not seen them. I've seen them on a mate's channel, Fade, by the way, go and check him out. Yeah. He does recordings from Geek Retreat Bury. Really cool lad, sound guy. But he had a few Centurion videos, and I'm just there watching like, what are they doing? I don't get it. I watch the Labyrinth players though, and Branded players, and I understand them. Snake Eyes half and half. It's like, oh cool, pop, Ash, yay. But now it's like, now let's see what they do now. You can still make good boards though. That's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, Baron's gone and everything gone. Snake Eyes is bad. No, it's not. Snake Eyes is still good. Voiceless Voice has gone up. That's a pretty powerful deck. I'm just waiting on my Tempai Dragon so I can just go attack, 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 attack. And attack one more time for, you know, laughs and giggles. You know, there's a deck called, it's in, now there's another game called Vanguard that I used to play. I don't play it now, no intention of playing it, but there is a clan called Aquaforce that attacks, and then by a certain attack, you know, you can use an effect to basically keep attacking. Similar to like Tempai Dragons, you attack, and then there's an effect where if you've done 3 attacks, you can actually spec one and get you get more attacks with that. That is absolutely crazy. I'm just there like, I'm definitely playing this deck. And that's why I was like, I love this deck, because it's an attacking deck. But it's like, I'm going to rip someone's head off. So, and the thing is, my first ever tournament deck was an attacking deck. Because back then, I didn't have the money to play, you know, proper Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2002 or 3. I was in high school. I was more of I wanted to play video games and all that, you know. I didn't want to invest in a lot of money to play this, and this. Fast forward 2010, because 2005 we quit, went to college, still played video games, and then I noticed about, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, oh my god, I remember playing this. So I tried playing it again, and this time it was like, this is really fun. I might just get back into the game. And I saw a mate of mine, and he told me, I asked him, what was my problem when I played original Yu-Gi-Oh? And he said, the deck you had was completely random. It had nothing that worked together. So when I thought about it, I was like, well, I did have a Yugi, a Kaiba, a Joey, and a Pegasus deck. Not 3 of each, 1 of each, and I just combined them and some bad cards together, which, yeah, it was not a good thing. So it could have been like I could have bought 3 Pegasus decks. That would have made more sense, because at least then I could have played Toon World, or get another Toon World. Joey's deck, maybe go with Time Wizard, and it's a bit more luck based. Settle Kaiba, you know, work a bit more on the Blue Eyes stuff, and, you know, try and keep getting Blue Eyes out as fast as possible, you know. But instead I just made them completely random. So what I did is I bought a structure deck which was Marek, and then I bought 2 more, and played Marek structure decks until I got used to how to play. And then slowly I built Cyber Dragons, and it got me games, and I started playing other decks like Chaos and Chaos Dragons, Chaos Heretics, all those kind of decks. They were just so fun. They weren't meta, but they were just like the best things I could come up with. And then I got Lightsworn with which was Twilight, and Twilight got me even further to the top 4. Unfortunately, I never got to the finals. We always did it as Swiss into the top cut. That's how we did it. So now it's just Swiss, which is fair, which is fine. But top cut, we kind of missed that as well, because it's like, oh, we're in the top cut. Let's have players watching. Plus, if they're playing a deck you're playing, you can actually watch how they play, and you might think, oh, that could be good. So, trying to think here what I was going to say. We got to Twilight, then I went to Galaxy, did pretty well with it, because, you know, made a few top cuts, except there was a tournament that someone ran and messed it up completely, and it involved me dropping. Like, I just went, I'll drop. So they got me a pack as a thank you for dropping, because obviously one volunteer drops, and I remember getting rank up the 7th one, and it was like, this is a very bad secret rare. And it was, because you had to draw it in your draw phase, not in your starting hand, and you couldn't draw it with other cards, saying like, say you draw a magical library and you use the effect to draw a card, you have to draw it in your draw phase. That's how bad it was. After that, I had a bit of a hiatus. Then I came back to playing again. Well, no, that was before an hiatus. I came back to playing again, played Glad Beasts, played different decks, Yusenju, got to Shadow, got to Cliffort. Then I started playing other decks for a bit. Got to PK5, like Burning Abyss. Really loved that deck. Kept playing it. Phantom Knights came along. Top to regionals. Then the Lynx came along and I came out the game because I just was not liking how Lynx were. I just didn't like the fact that you had to be reliant on Lynx until 2018 when Prank Kids became a thing. Or was it 19? I'll have to have a look what year, but I remember coming back to Prank Kids, Thunder Dragons, and Sky Strikers. Might have been 19. But I came back there, started playing again. We were all enjoying it. 2020, don't need to discuss that. Horrible time. Oh, horrible. Then I won the tournament with Cyber Dragons, which showed everyone I'm still a Cyber Dragon man. I love the Cyber Dragons. And then after that, I started to think, because a mate of mine wanted to play, so I thought, well, why don't we do a series? You playing the decks that I build, or we both build, and you play them. That way you can play them, and I get blamed for it if you misplay. I still remember that's one thing why we stopped the Rikus and Avalon, because we got 1 or 2 death threats for where he misplayed, and it involved me having to make a post about, please don't send death threats, mate, guys. The guy does not know how to play the deck. It's his first time, and you're bashing him for it. You're bashing him for playing the deck for the first time. That's what the thing was about. And all you're doing is, oh, you played it wrong, you should kill yourself. Oh, you're doing this, you noob. You shut. Oh my god. But the other halves were more like, hey Jerry, just to let you know, you made this play, you can't do that. It's like when he played Cyber Dragon once and he summoned Core. He chose not to activate the effect. After that is when I told him, dude, just FYI in future, Cyber Dragon Core is mandatory. It's a mandatory effect to search. He went, I did not know that. He went, yeah, when you summon it, you add. You don't, it's not a you can add, it's a you add. So it's mandatory, it's not optional. Which is fair. He was like, I did not know that. It happens. We all make misplays. Every one of us do Every one of us makes misplays. It happens. We've had a guy who played Solemn Strike on a card that says, I'm a card effect to summon. Can't do that. But you can Solemn Judgment the card because it's a spell that summons, yeah. But it's a spell card, so you can negate that. If it's like Necros, if they get to the Ritual spell, and then they summon a monster and you negate that summon, you can't do it because it's, you know, it's not like a normal summon. It's a card effect summon. I keep forgetting, mixing up the inherit summons and non-inherit summons. I need to have a look at that. But yeah, he started playing other decks. I played a few myself, like Guru Control and all that. And then, obviously, came back out for a bit. And then we both came out for a bit. Because I don't want to discuss what's happening, but it involved me having to sort things out. But now I'm going to try and get myself back in. I just need 3 more cards. And that's for Magispectors. Once they have been obtained, I'm going to be playing once again. But again, it all comes down to if I can get if I can get 3 cards sorted. It's Magispectors. There's the Exceed Pendulum and the Draco Slayer one. Not the True Draco one. True Dracos can go eat shit. I'm sorry, but I hate the deck. I really hate that deck. Masterpiece. Just that card itself can... Ugh. That's what made me actually quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Just for a while. I could not be arsed with it. The fact that it's just like oh, guess what? I'm unaffected by these 2 types. Just imagine playing Paleo against that. Well, I'm dead. Anyway, so, as you can see, Thunder Dragons are now up above, and yeah, it's going to be a big whopper of life points going down. Gotta love Thunder Dragons. I hope you kept up with it all, because instead of me telling you my life story of Yu-Gi-Oh, it's great. You know? But if anyone has any stories they'd like to share, please feel free, put it down. That way, if new players come in, you know, they might think, oh, okay, so you started here, and now you're here. Yeah. Everyone starts somewhere. Players like Joshua Smith, Sunseed Jess, Jesse Cotton, they would have started from okay players to where they are now. One's the Queen of Plants, the other is a guy who just basically can just play a deck and then just make it really good. And thank you, Jesse Cotton, for playing Crystal Beasts. Nice to hear, nice to see, and great that you beat Team Sam. Yeah. Always amuses me that. Plus, Crystal Beast is crystal based. Shout out to Neshi for that one as well. And then obviously, Joshua Smith, intelligent player. He didn't get any play Paleos and did really well with them. Didn't have to. But his deck knowledge and card knowledge is really good. And that's the thing. Everyone starts from somewhere. So if you think, oh, I can't play, oh, I'm making mistakes or anything, don't worry about it. Do not worry. Every one of us makes mistakes. Even national level players make mistakes. There's been interviews and deck profiles where somebody said, I got top 4 of the nationals. I made a misplay in this section. Where we all do. We all do. I've made misplays. I've been angry at myself because of it. But when I'm calm, I just think, and this is what we need to keep thinking, is it's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. You know? You win. Great. You win. If you win the locals, you get packs, you go home. That's it. You win a regionals, you get a prize, you go home, you do your same stuff. Nationals, you win the trophy, you win an invite. What happens after? You go home. Alright, what happens if you lose? You go home. That's it. I remember years ago I won a box. Guess what happened? I went home. Made a opening video on it. That was it. Uploaded it. Then played games. If I'd lost, I'd go home, play games earlier. That's it. It does not affect your life. But coming back to misplays, if you make them, or you don't, or you're like, oh my god, I should have done that. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. We all make mistakes. We learn from them. That's all I'm going to say, because the next video, I probably won't have time to say a lot of things. So, yeah, you can use this as a story of where I came from and how where I am now. Used to be a regionals level player, probably a near nationals player, but now is a sleepy, lazy guy who just makes videos. Fun. But yeah, that's all you've got to remember is keep going. Keep going. If you feel like you're a bad player, I can tell you, and this is for anyone, you're not a bad player. What makes a bad player to me is somebody who thinks they know everything and is arrogant about it. Somebody who goes to these big tournaments with decks that they say it's going to do well, it's going to top, it's going to do all this, and they've completely built it to a point that just doesn't work. But again, that's where the arrogance comes in. If, like I say, if a good player to me is somebody who can check the meta, see what's good and what's not, and make something good from it. You don't have to play rogue or meta. You can play meta and you'll still be a good player. Because the one thing is, even though you play meta, the skill's there. Two elements. People said, "Oh, you're only top because you played 2 elements." This was when they were meta. I said to the guy, "You play it then. You tell me how you pilot that deck." He piloted it and he completely misplayed. And I was like, "There's my point. Just because they play meta doesn't mean that they don't have skill. They have skill. It's good to see rogues do well, but it's all about skill regardless of decks you play." But if you're not used to the deck, it'll take time. Branded, I'm not good with branded, but I am good. But when I learn it, I can't be good. Anyway, we are approaching the end here, but I'm just going to say, just quickly, keep going, do your best, don't give up. Whatever deck you're learning, keep at it, and you'll get there. Anyways, they finished the match here, which means we're going to round 4, and Thunder Dragons are doing so well. 2 wins, 1 draw. They are going to absolutely dominate next match. I guarantee it. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.